Going on 5 weeks without Drew Brees, still recovering from fractured ribs. In his absence, with Taysom Hill under center, Saints went 3-1. But here's the deal. Brees, eligible to come off IR, can return this weekend. Saints at 10-3, hosting the Chiefs this weekend. What do you do? Let Brees rest, or you get him back in there to face the defending Super Bowl champs? Drew weighed in with this. He said, I just think where we are in our journey as a team, there's a lot to play for each and every week, and you get to play against arguably one of the best teams in the NFL right now, in the Chiefs, with one of the best quarterbacks. So it's a great challenge. If you love football, you love these kinds of challenges. Brandon, I'll start with you. Is Drew Brees' return the only way the Saints can take down Mahomes and the Chiefs, or do you think you put Taysom back in there? Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
I apologize, Brandon. You answer the question. I am shocked at the level of disrespect Drew Brees just levied at the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. So one of the best quarterbacks? One of the best teams? Wow. Yeah,
one of. That's right.
Andy Reid.
Drew Brees.
Put that on the bulletin board. My God. All right, sorry, Brandon. You answered Jenna's question. I need a moment to gather myself. Drew Brees, not a known trash talker. That was jarring.
You need to stop with this Chiefs love. We know where you're from. We know who your team is. You need to stop with all this Chief fandom, okay? Look, Jenna, big game, a lot on the line. They need more than just Drew Brees, right? Let's say Drew Brees come back. They need Drew Brees to play lights out, damn near perfect, and they need this defense to go back to who they were starting week 9, being the best defense in the NFL. You can't give up 250 yards on the ground and expect to win. That's not what you've done all year. You can't start doing that now in December. Let's say they go with Taysom Hill. We need Taysom Hill to have a Lamar Jackson type of game. I don't need Taysom Hill going out there throwing it 30, 40 times a game. Taysom Hill needs to do what he does best right now. He needs to put pressure and be dynamic in the run game and also in play action. With that defense, playing lights out. Look, here's why the Saints do have a chance. The teams that usually give the Chiefs a run for their money is teams that come in with a different type of game plan and a different playbook than the Chiefs have ever seen. That they're accustomed to watching film. Okay, let's break down this team the last 3 or 4 weeks. This is what they do on third down. This is what they do on first down. This is what they do in the red zone, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then when you go see them, they do everything different. The Oakland Raiders, the Vegas Raiders, that's a team that's done a good job against them this year. The Patriots in the past, and then also the Dolphins. So the Saints, with Dennis Allen and this defense, every single week it's about matchups, and they put together a new game plan. That's why they have a chance, but they need to come in and play lights out and damn near perfect, because the biggest takeaway from the Chiefs-Dolphins game was, if that's the worst game, and Patrick Mahomes throwing 3 picks and they still win, then every team need to look out and play perfect when they see them. That game came down to a couple plays. And on the offensive side for the Dolphins, 3 or 4 drop balls, Nick.
So I hope Drew Brees does play. And people might think, Nick, that's not true. It is true. And it's multi-layered. First of all, I'm not going to get into all the playoff machinations, but because of the way the tiebreakers fall and the Steelers' 2 straight losses, this game actually doesn't really impact the Chiefs' ability to get the 1 seed. Assuming the Steelers win out the rest of the way, the 1 seed is going to come down to if the Chiefs beat the Chargers in Week 17. If they do, no matter what happens against the Saints, they're the 1 seed. If they don't, no matter what happens against the Saints, they're the 2 seed, assuming Pittsburgh goes 3-0 the rest of the way. So there aren't really any big implications for the Chiefs in this game, Wilds. So I would like to see Brees play, because if he doesn't, then what motivation does Kansas City have to show anything? They know this could be the Super Bowl. So if you are going to be playing, if they start Taysom, nothing the Saints do in this game will be duplicable in the Super Bowl. There will be nothing you can learn from it if you face them in the Super Bowl. But the Chiefs, on the other hand, would be saying, well, we're going to be playing our regular guys, our regular lineup. We're going to give you practice and reps and experience against it in a game where we're not going to get any of that. Now, if Brees plays, one could argue what's to gain is a mental and psychological edge if this is the Super Bowl matchup of, yeah, we already played you with your quarterback and we beat you. But if Drew Brees doesn't play, I would imagine the most vanilla Kansas City offense you've seen since before Mahomes got there, because I don't see how you're incentivized to try to give Sean Payton and Dennis Allen and the Saints anything to work with if this does end up being the Super Bowl matchup-wise.
Well, you play chess. I love how you're playing chess. Sorry, Wiles, go ahead.
No, you think they're playing chess? No, it's all right if you're upset about it. If you want a boring offense, Andy Reid can call up Josh McDaniels and we could send the PDF over, the Patriots offense. You could run that. It doesn't work. It doesn't show anything. Just a bunch of quarterback draws. That's totally fine. Brandon, unless Drew Brees is 110%, which is what John Wall said, and that's why he didn't go to the bubble. He's like, I'm 110%. Like, want to go to the bubble? He's like, nope. And then you looked on Instagram and he's doing 360 dunks. Like, nope, still not healthy enough. Unless Drew Brees can do a 360-degree dunk, I don't want him playing against the Chiefs. I want him just relaxing. Like he said, there's going to be more motivation to play. Like, what are you motivating? Your ribs to heal? Yeah. I don't understand how this is going to work. And that's the only thing I'm holding out, and you tell me if you think this is a thing, is there a little bit of gamesmanship here? Like, you know, the next thing you know, we're going to get a quote like, maybe Jameis will get a few snaps, and that the Chiefs have to game plan for 3 quarterbacks, if you count Taysom Hill as a quarterback.
Well, you know, I mean, that's why I disagree with Nick, right? Like, I think, you know, obviously he's playing chess, and you should play chess, but not to that degree, because in the NFL, you only get 16 games, right? And every game is so crucial. So for the player, I think there's some coaches that play chess the way Nick is setting things up. But for the most part, you know, most players, they're just thinking every game is critical. We don't think about, you know, 2 weeks down the road, 3 weeks down the road. Like, we'll look at the schedule, but at the end of the day, every game matters. We want to win this game. That means a lot. Like, this is man versus man, and this is our pride that's on the line. But when you talk about coaches, now, Nick, here's where I do agree with you as far as like playing chess. It's, look, don't go in with a vanilla game plan, but let's show them something. So if we do see them in the Super Bowl, then we can
use
counter.
It against them.
Let's run this run play, misdirection, and then next time we pull it and we throw this pass. So I like to play chess that way, where we actually come with something, and then when we see them again, we built off of that package.
I love the chess references. I got to learn how to play. So you guys mentioned Jameis Winston. This is interesting. Sean Payton joined the Huddle and Flow podcast. So he covered a number of topics, including how Jameis plays into the Saints' future at quarterback. They've gone with 30-year-old Taysom Hill. We know that, while Drew Brees has been sidelined. But Sean Payton said Jameis is, quote, going to have that opportunity the minute Drew leaves. So, Brandon, who's more likely to be Brees' successor at this point? Taysom or Jameis? We haven't seen Jameis Winston in there yet for Brees.
Yeah, no, listen, guys, if you haven't heard it, go listen to the podcast, Huddle and Flow. You got Jim Trotter and Steve. They did a phenomenal job in interviewing Coach Payton. The reason why I love listening to it, because you get a behind the curtain look on this whole dynamic between Jameis and Taysom. Who's going to start? Like, that was the biggest question. We all thought it was going to be Jameis Winston, and he actually goes into the why. He says, I promised Taysom that if he comes back, he will be the #2 guy. Now, look, in the middle of a game, if somebody goes down, then I'm going to go with Jameis. So now we see it. And he also talks about how Jameis is the guy. He's a starter. He's done everything right. So I believe that Jameis will be it. Nick, you crush Taysom all the time, and there is some validity behind it. I think this guy's trending in the right direction. I think he's developing, but I don't think that, you know, with Jameis playing good football and protecting the ball, #1, that he's better than him. So I do think that Jameis will be the guy moving forward.
Yeah, Taysom might be trending in the right direction. He's 30 years old. You know, age 35, he might have this quarterback thing down. Hopefully, he's still got some time left in the league at that point. But Jameis is 26 years old and threw for 5,000 yards last year. Obviously, his turnovers are a historic problem. if I'm the Saints, I desperately want to give him a chance to see if under a different offense, different coaching, different skill guys, if he can just become below average as far as turning the ball over instead of one of the worst in NFL history, then he's a good quarterback.
Low bar.
Because of the arm talent, because of the ability to throw the deep ball. I know we don't have time to get into it right now, but our old buddy Kevin Wildes put him under truth serum. I think if he had a time machine, he'd rather have had Jameis than Cam, knowing what we know now. So, yeah, I do think that's Jameis is, if the quarterback of the future is on the Saints, it has to be Jameis. Maybe it's neither, but it's certainly not Taysom.
Yeah, and Nick, really quick, this is why I think Jameis can thrive in this offense, in this system, because it takes all the guesswork out of it, right? A lot of guys, they throw a lot of picks because they go out there, they do their own thing. Coach Payton is not going for you doing your own thing. It's literally, here's what we're doing. We're going trips right. We're going gopher. We're going, let's say, all go. We got go on the outside, a seam in the middle. We got this third receiver, which they're known for running across the field, and this dude doing the speed out. If they do this, you do. This is your read. 1, 2, 3. Point blank period. Throw the ball. If it's a pick or if anything goes wrong, that's on me because I'm telling you what to do. That's how he runs his thing. He takes all the guesswork out of it. Jameis can thrive in this situation.
And hello, Jameis had LASIK surgery.